Morning everybody, this is a short video to explain the difference between income and wealth, because people sometimes use these interchangeably, but they're actually completely different things. So the first one, income, the definition is the reward for the service provided by a factor of production, including labour. So if you provide a factor of production, you're going to get something in return, and that's what income is. And we say that this is a flow concept. The way to remember this, I find, is that you say that income is incoming. It's regular. It's money that's coming in on a regular basis to you. So examples of this might be your wage, which you would likely receive weekly or every 2 weeks, or a salary, which you get for a job, and that would be where you're paid monthly. And in this case, you're providing your labour, that's the factor of production, and you're getting a wage or salary in return. And this is incoming on a regular basis. Another thing which would be counted as income is rent. If you own a property and you let it out to somebody else, they will pay you rent every month. This will be incoming money coming in regularly to you, and you would receive the rent, so that would be an income for you. Again, it's a flow concept. A third thing would be the interest that you might receive if you put your money in a savings account. You will be paid interest possibly every month or at a different interval, and that money will be regularly coming into your account. That would be income. Last main one is profit. If you have a business, you're running the business and you are taking in money, you have costs as well, but overall you'll be making profit. And again, this is a flow concept. It's money that hopefully is coming in regularly. This is all very different, a completely different thing to wealth. Wealth is defined as the market value of all assets owned by a person, group or country. And we say that this is a stock concept. If you have a stock of tins at home in your kitchen, that means tinned food. Then you will have those as stock, so you can have them sitting there and you can use them if you need them for your meals. So perhaps if you can't go shopping regularly or something like that. So wealth is something that a person, group or country holds onto. And it is completely different to income, because remember, income is incoming regularly. That's not what wealth is. So wealth is to do with the assets that are owned, and assets are things like you might own a house, or you might own a car, or you might own some land. You might own a field, for example, or you might own properties which are on that land, so houses. Also, you may have appliances in your house, so you might have a TV, for example. And you could own something like some artwork. You might own, for instance, some wine. You might have a cellar full of wine. And these assets are things that you hold on to, they're stock that you have, and they will have a value, and the value of those things might go up or down. And the thing about wealth, which we'll look at in another video, but wealth can get you income. So in a way, wealth is the trump card here. Because if you have an income, that is money that's coming in regularly, but that's just money that you're receiving here. So money comes in and you have that money. However, if you have wealth, you own these things, which you could sell if you wanted to and get the money for. So you own all of these assets, but also you can make an income often from your assets, which is quite clever. If we go back to income, two other things I just want to put on the bottom here. You can even count income as a pension. So if somebody is of pensionable age, so around 65 years old in the UK, then they would be receiving incoming regular money every month probably for their pension. That would be an income. Also, if you are receiving state benefits, so for example in the UK, if you're receiving universal benefit, and that now includes things like unemployment benefit, again that's incoming regularly. but it's not like having an asset. So just to finish off here about the fact that if you own an asset, you can make income from it. Because if you own a second house, you can rent out your house, and you can actually, from renting out your house, you receive rent, which is a type of income. If you own shares, which are another type of asset, shares in a company, it might be that that company pays a dividend, so a share of their profit, to you regularly. So you receive a dividend, and the dividend that you receive from your shares is a form of income, because that would be incoming on a regular basis if it's a company that pays a dividend, which is a share of the company's profits, regularly. And if you had a field that you owned and you let that to a farmer, so you rented it to a farmer, again, you would receive rent on a regular basis. The last one I'll just put here is if you own a business. Your business, the building and all the stock that you hold and all of your ideas in the business are an asset. But if you own a business, that enables you to earn a profit. And remember, a profit is a type of income. So the summary of all of this is that income is something that's coming in regularly, and we say that this is a flow concept, it's flowing to you regularly. And wealth is where you hold an asset. And if you hold assets, very often you can make income from the asset. And in the next videos, I'll explain in more detail about each of these.